Before the press conference, we can start with an opening statement from Coach.
Run them now. If you want me to run, we've got everything but
questions after that. So, Coach, go ahead.
Want to wait on participation?
Coach, can we get, or Sean, can we get permission, please?
Wait on.
Record.
If you're on, I'll try. We need to get going, though, guys. Let's start with an opening statement from Coach. Privately message the Zoom, and I'll get you on. Coach, go ahead.
Yeah, didn't start fast enough on either side of the ball, offensively or defensively. Really struggled in the first half to stop them and their momentum. And offensively, we got to score touchdowns. We can't be settling for field goals. Thought we were going to mount a comeback right there in the fourth quarter, and then the interception kind of took the wind out of ourselves. Don't like the situation we're in. The only way we know to get out of it is to go back to work, and that's what we'll do starting as soon as we get done with this. With that, I'll open up for questions.
First question is going to come from Andrew Kaufman. Andrew, go ahead.
Hey, Coach. What'd you think of the way Connor came in the second quarter and then finished the game for you guys, and how do you think he solidified himself maybe as your guy moving forward or not?
Yeah, I'm not going to make any decisions right now, but I did think he played, handled himself well, handled the environment other than the one decision on the interception. I thought he managed the game really well and gave us a chance to move the ball. He made some good throws, made some good reads. So,
Dave Matter, go ahead, Dave.
Eli, how much do you have to adjust the playbook when you go to Connor full time?
Yeah, don't. Yep.
Peter Baugh, go ahead.
Hi, Eli. I guess why has Sean's rushing ability not been as much of an asset as maybe you guys had thought it was going to be at the beginning of the season?
I don't know. Just hasn't been. Maybe they're keying on it. Maybe I don't know. Just hasn't been what we need it to be, and we got to continue to find ways for it to be that way.
Mitch Forty, go ahead, Mitch.
Eli, you mentioned the slow start on defense. A lot of that was Tennessee running the ball. I guess what do you need to see different from your run defense moving forward?
We got to stop people. We got to make tackles. I mean, we can't give up 10-yard gains on second down. They were 4 for 4 on fourth down. I think all of them were quarterback sneaks. We just got to be better in the trenches. We got to be better on defense.
Suichi Terada. Suichi, go ahead.
Hey, Eli, a few drops last week, a few more this week. Aside from just talking about it, how do you address that?
I don't know, but we got to address it. 4 big drops, 2 on third downs, 1 for an explosive play that would have been big for us. So, I mean, those are, one was a third down, led to a field goal. The other one was a drive that would have been had a chance to be a touchdown. The other one was a third drive and start the second half, and we can't drop the football.
Bill Pollock. Bill, go ahead.
Yeah, Coach, you talk about winning in the trenches. Can you talk about some things specifically, both with your defensive and offensive line, that need to be fixed?
I mean, I'm going to have to go back and watch the tape. I don't know. I think there was a couple times we missed tackles, but, I'm going to have to go back and watch the tape, figure out exactly what it is.
Dave Matter, I think I lowered your hand on accident, but Dave, I think you had a question. Go ahead.
Eli, just the way that Larry's been running and the good things you saw from Connor, do you feel like you're really close to clicking on offense, or is this still a long ways away?
I mean, there were times I thought we were clicking pretty good. I thought Dame Hazelton did a really nice job getting open, and Connor and him had a connection. I thought, we were running the ball well. We were converting on third downs at flashes, but there's just not the consistency right now. And I got to start and take a look in the mirror first.
Eric Blum, go ahead, Eric.
Hey, Coach, how much of the playbook have we kind of seen so far? Is there way more tricks that you're kind of waiting to show, or is there more that you still think this team can do in that way?
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying just to execute plays. We got to execute. Tricks aren't winning in the SEC. You got to execute. I mean, we can try to trick people all we want, and we have unique formations that cause them issues. I mean, that's what happened on the fourth down when we hit Logan. But, we got to execute better. That's the solution.
Jack Sobel. Jack, go ahead.
Coach, on Tennessee's third touchdown on the wide receiver screen, it looked like Bolton had a chance at the tackle, but he was a little too far outside. Was he expecting help inside, or did you just overrun the play?
I'll have to look at the tape. I'm sorry. Yeah, I don't know who was supposed to fit where on that play.
Kyle Pennell. Kyle, go ahead.
Coach, you forced a couple of third and longs early, and Tennessee was able to convert or to keep your defense on the field. What did you think of your team's third down defense and what needs to be improved upon to get that defense off the field?
We'll just have to go back and look at the tape. I do know that there was a couple of really, third and longs they converted on the first drive. I think it was the very first one. And then the first drive of the second half, they had another, third and behind the chains and converted. And I don't know. We'll have to go back and look at the tape and figure it out. But those are really drive, those are momentum killers right there. And we got to figure out how to be better.
Peter Baugh, go ahead.
Hey, I know you had Jelani Williams in there over Tyree early and kind of like where Tyree was bouncing in and out of the game a little bit. What was kind of, I guess, the reasoning for that?
Yeah, Tyree had some personal issues this week back home with his family. And so we're really proud and pleased that he was here this week and made it to the game. But we just felt like going into it to make sure, Jelani had got the reps in practice. And so that was the decision there.
Anything else for Coach before we let him go? I don't see any hands raised. All right, guys, we'll bring the players in here in a minute. So. Yep. Hey guys, we're gonna bring in, I don't know if you can hear me on mine. We're gonna bring in Larry Roundtree, Nick Bolton, and Connor Bazelak. I'm gonna go track them down right now. So. Yeah, I'll go out right back. Thank you, Mr. Jones. So Nick, you'll be here. Just talking to the mic there, and I'll go moderate.
Okay.
All right, guys, we got Nick Bolton in here, so you guys know the drill by now. Get your hands up, and we'll go ahead and get this thing started. So, Mitch 40, it looks like you're first. So go ahead and ask your question, Mitch.
Big Tennessee was able to move the ball pretty effectively on the ground, especially in the first half. What do you all need to do better from a run defense standpoint?
Yeah, we just got to maintain gap integrity. Throughout the game, I feel like we got out of gaps a couple of times. Kind of led to a couple of big runs down the stretch. But other than that, we just got to be assignment sound, stay in our gaps, be physical at the line of scrimmage.
Andrew Kaufman. Andrew.
Hey, Nick, just, starting the season 0-2, how close do you think you guys are to winning a game, right now with kind of how your team is?
We can't win a game until we start beating ourselves and execute at a high level. Until we start doing that, it's going to be hard to win football games, especially in this conference. And so coming in next week, we got to be more focused on being assignment sound, locked in, no mistakes, mental mistakes like that, and just play fast and have fun while we're doing it.
Peter, go ahead.
Tennessee has a lot of really big dudes up on that offensive line. How much trouble does that pose you guys, like as a defense, especially when kind of going up against the run?
Oh, yeah. Give credit to Tennessee's offensive line, running backs. Today they had the better end throughout the game. Big up front. They did a great job of zone blocking. Got a couple of dart plays in there. One was a touchdown. It was my fault on that one. But just keep going on their own line. They do good up front. They work good together. We just got to find a way to get out the field.
Eric Blum?
I didn't have my hand raised, but just Nick, going forward, can you see anything from your position group in particular that would make a better performance? Is it just tackling, or is it any one thing in particular?
Just being assignment sound and tackling in space. We also got to get takeaways. So you got to find a way to get the ball back to our offense throughout the game. Tennessee, I think one turnover about up 1-0. So we got to get the ball back to our offense and give them a chance to score.
Go ahead, Sweet Chief.
Nick, last week's third downs were a struggle, so was it this week, I guess, including fourth downs. How much do you guys talk about that and just trying to get off the field when you do have that chance?
Yeah, that was one of our focal points this week, was getting out the field third down. We failed to do that. So we just got to come back in on Sunday, watch the film, get corrections, and come back next week to execute. In order to win this conference, you got to win on third down.
Mitch 40, go ahead.
How much more difficult is it from a defensive perspective to stop an offense and to create big plays when they're able to establish the running game and get into manageable situations on second and third down?
Oh, yeah, it's always hard to stop an offense when they can be able to beat you in the pass game and the run game. Our defense pride ourselves on stopping the run. So in order for us to be successful on defense, we have to stop the run early and often.
Dave Matter, go ahead.
Nick, there was that play early where it looked like you forced a fumble. Martez picked it up. Just that could have been a big change in momentum there. Just how deflating was it when it got called back?
It's deflating as a defense that I got to stop. But at the end of the day, we got a chance to stand. Got a chance to get off the field, and we didn't. So at the end of the day, we got to be better as a whole. Just got off the field, regardless of situations that we can't control.
Bennett Durando will close it for Bolton with a question from you. Go ahead, Bennett.
Nick, they had two guys over 90 yards rushing. Does that make it any harder to defend the run when you've got maybe different scouting reports for Gray and Chandler? Or was there anything different about defending against the two of them?
No, scouting report, they ran similar plays, inside zone, hit the C gap on inside zones. I ran a couple of dart plays. We already knew that coming in prior to the game. They had a similar game plan for both running backs. They're just successful in doing it for a longer period of time. And so we got to be able to get out the field. We've got to win first down, win second down, and get the field on third down in order to be successful.
All right, we'll let Nick go with that one. So thanks, guys.
All right, thank y'all.
So you'll stand by this microphone here. All right, guys, can you see Connor? We'll have him put his back down. You'll stand here. I'll moderate. Yeah, you take it. I'll moderate from over here. Cool. You guys know the drill. Get your hands raised, and we'll go ahead and get it started for Connor. So Bill Pollock, it looks like you're up first here, big guy. Go ahead, Bill.
Hey, Connor. Hey, just talk about some of the challenges and how difficult it is to come into a game when you're down a couple of scores.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I don't pay attention to that. I just go in with the mentality of taking the ball down the field and scoring points. And no matter what the score is or what the situation is, that's my mindset. I'm going to take the offense down the field, put points on the board.
Peter Bob, Peter, go ahead.
Hi, Connor. How did the coaches kind of, I guess, present to you the game plan of, like, was the plan always for you to start the second quarter and then see what happened after that? Or, like, did you know kind of going in that you were going to get more than one series in the second quarter?
I think I didn't really know the plan, but like I said, I was ready. I knew that I was gonna eventually get some series. So I was just staying ready and prepared.
And how do you kind of evaluate how you played today?
I thought that there was some ups and downs, but in the end, we got to put points on the board in the red zone. That's what we focused on all week, and 3 points isn't enough down in the red zone. We got to score touchdowns and can't turn the ball over.
Dave Matter, Dave, go ahead.
Connor, you never seemed too rattled out there. You had the one where you missed the snap and still completed the pass to Kiki. Just how did you feel as far as just your nerves go out there?
I was cool, calm, and collected. I don't get very nervous. Just staying poised, and I think the offense kind of rallies around that when they see the quarterback just staying calm. They kind of play with it.
Mitch 40, Mitch, go ahead.
Connor, I'm curious. I know you obviously were recovering from an injury during the off season, and there's been at least a split, if not Sean getting some more reps maybe with the first team during practices lately. How much experience do you have playing with this first team offense?
I have a lot. I mean, the coaches have done a great job of getting us ready, getting me ready, getting Sean ready to play with the guys that are going to be out there. So I don't have any doubt that I don't have enough reps with the ones or. Yeah.
Suichi, go ahead.
Connor, what was the feeling like playing such extended snaps? I believe that was the longest you played in college football games without injuries or garbage time or anything like that. So
it was fun to be out there. Obviously, the outcome wasn't what we wanted at all, but just being out there and playing with the guys, moving the ball down the field, it was good to be out there, but we got to do better in all assets of our offense, and got to put more points on the board.
Eric Blum, Eric, go ahead.
Hey, Connor, can you walk us through that fourth down where you found Logan down the field? Was that supposed to be another play at first, or how did you find her? What happened there?
Yeah, well, I knew it was fourth down, and the play was supposed to go to the flat, and there was a bunch of guys there. So I just had to make a play. I saw Logan kind of going down the field, and that was kind of the only option I had to get a first down. So just gave him a chance, and he made a nice play.
I got time for 3 more for Connor. Jack Sobel, go ahead.
Connor, one of your first drives, you had to throw to Hazleton in a really tight window on a right corner route. Can you take us through your progressions in that play and kind of what you're seeing there?
Yeah, I'm really I was just reading the corner. He kind of sat on the flat, so I knew if I put my eyes to the flat, that the corner would kind of come down, and I knew Dame was going to be open in the corner window. He made a nice play.
Clint Switzer, Clint, go ahead.
Hey, Connor, can you just take us through the interception? Obviously looking for Daniel Parker there. The safety looks like he kind of read your eyes there and stayed with it. Take us through kind of what you saw on that play.
Yeah, well, he made a great play on it, and I never really saw him until he picked it off. So, that's on me. I got to verify that there's a guy there. I underthrew it a little bit, but like I said, it's just another mistake and I don't know where the ball was. I think we were inside the 30. Just another mistake in the red zone that can't have.
All right, we'll close it for Connor with a question from Andrew Kaufman. Andrew, you're up.
Hey, Connor, just what's that competition battle been like between you and Sean, and how has that, maybe made you guys both better?
Sean's been great, and I've been great to Sean, I think. And I think both of us really just want what's best for the team, and we want to win. I mean, that's the bottom line. We don't really care who's out there playing quarterback. Obviously, we would love to be out there winning games, leading the offense. But if it's Sean, then I'm going to support him and try to win games, and I'm sure he would do the same.
All right, guys, we'll let Connor go with that one. Thanks. We'll bring Larry in here in a minute.
Thanks, guys.
That's me. You see your phone there? No. What are you looking for? Oh. All right, guys, Larry's coming.
We're talking to this man, kind of guys that will be answering questions. Probably there.
All right, guys, we got Larry Roundtree here. So first one looks like it's going to come from Clint Switzer, as long as you're ready, Larry. So go ahead, Clint.
Hey, Larry, do you feel like, this offense to be successful needs to be able to run through you, and getting down like you have in the first two games, does it make it more difficult to kind of get into rhythm as a running back?
No, it's not more difficult. It's just we just gotta execute in the red zone and just not beat ourselves as usual. All the mistakes that we made today were inflicted on ourselves. In the red zone, we had an interception. We went in the red zone, got a sack. It was just self-inflicted wounds.
Dave Matter. Dave, go ahead.
Larry, what do you think of the way that Connor kind of carried himself out there? He seems like a pretty poised guy for being as young as he is.
Yeah, I remember last year when he had his first start in Arkansas. He coming in, he's a very low key guy, but when it's time to play, he's ready to rock and roll. I just can't wait till he's fully at his full potential. But right now, he's doing a good job.
Eric Blum, go ahead.
Hey, Larry, speaking of those self-inflicted wounds that you just talked about, how close do you think the offense is to being what Coach Drinkwitz, the potential that he sees?
Man, the closer we know is when we actually go out there and do our assignments and actually win a football game. Close is not good enough, man. Like in this business, man, like there is no close. There's either you won or you lost. Close ain't good enough. So I just feel right now we'll know when we win. That's obviously, every game is not perfect, but right now we just got to focus on not inflicting inflicted wounds on ourselves, and we'll be fine. Like, we got to the red zone, it's just we didn't execute.
Mitch 40, go ahead.
Yeah, Larry, you mentioned self-inflicted wounds a few times here. I mean, in your mind, what is the answer? Just more reps, or how do you go about correcting?
Gotta do more. Gotta do more, man. Gotta preparate more. Gotta do more. Enough. Just enough is not enough. Gotta do more. Gotta figure out what can we do to execute more. When we get in the red zone, that we don't make mistakes. That's on us, though. Players, not even on coaches. We gotta make plays.
So Ichi, go ahead. We probably got time for like 2 more guys. So Ichi, go ahead.
Larry, what's it just take to be successful in that red zone? It seems like you guys struggled last week and continued to this week.
I'll say what it takes to be successful is I'm not being, funny enough, but you gotta have some pride in yourself and grab your nuts and know that you're gonna score like that. We came down in the red zone and we're gonna score. We gotta finish. We can't. Again, I said self-inflicted wounds, like picks. We had I think a ball thrown to across the field. Connor went out to the right and threw the ball to Dane where it was incomplete. Like, we have to execute. When we get in the low reds, we have to execute. I can count how many times we were in the red zone today and we only scored once. That's not good enough.
Corte, Vincent, go ahead. We'll close it with you.
So you guys started out this year, obviously. So what kind of role do you have to play as a leader?
Hey, we can't.
Darth Vader, man. Come on, bro. Darth Vader, what's going on, man?
All right, we're going to skip Corte and go to Kyle Finnell. Kyle, go ahead and close this out.
I can't hear you, bro. It's okay.
Yeah. Hey, Larry, when Connor came on, it seemed like he tested Tennessee a little bit down the field. As a running back, how does that help you and Tyler and open up space for you guys underneath?
It's good because we don't have to just run the ball. We can actually throw the ball too. So that's showing that we're versatile and we can throw the ball and run the ball. We did that today both ways, but again, we just self-inflicted wounds, didn't execute in the low red, and didn't get it done.
All right, guys, we got to roll. So thank you.